Thou shalt feed the algorithm with good conversion data. All right, now this is the most geeky probably of all of the 10 commandments of internet advertising, but it is arguably one of the most important ones. Well, I suppose they're all important, but you get the idea. This one is very important, and it is, in some ways, if you will, you could say it's a secret sauce of what we do here at StoryPro in terms of internet marketing. Now, thou shalt feed the algorithm with good conversion data. So what do we mean? So let's break that apart a little bit. So the algorithm, of course, is the logic that a platform uses, like Google or Facebook, to determine who should see your ads and who to serve those ads to. And then the data, of course, is all the data that these platforms have about about the customers that they're showing ads to. Now, the key thing here is the conversion data. All right, so the ad platforms, although they are very intelligent, you could say, they're not all-knowing. So you have to give them a little guidance on what constitutes a good customer for you. So if the only prospects that turn into actual customers are ones that pick up the phone and call you, and then you need to let the algorithm know, you need to let the ad platform know, hey, those are the only ones that turn into actual customers for me. Those are the ones you should look for. Now, if people who fill out the form on your website often turn into good customers for you, well, that's another signal that you can give to your prospects in terms of how to, or not to your prospects, to give the signal to give to your ad platform for the algorithm to know who to show your ads to. So basically what happens is, let's say in the case of you have it set up to where the algorithm, you say, okay, only people who fill out the form are people I want to show my ad to, basically. So over the course of a month, 30 people fill out your form. And then the algorithm essentially looks at all 30 of those people and says, what do these people have in common? What are their characteristics? What were they scrolling on Facebook the day before yesterday? I don't know how the algorithm works exactly, the actual internals of it. But it has a reference point now for who it should show more ads to, because it's got this history now of all the different people who have filled out your form, and it's been tracking that because, or it's been noting that, in the system essentially, because that's what you've told it is important. And so therefore going forward, it's going to look for more people to fill out that form, and essentially looking to do so as cheaply as possible. Now, you could argue, well, Facebook and Google aren't really trying to be as efficient as they can, and depending on, that's getting into the weeds a bit there. But in general, the better, there's two things that are important here, actually. Is quantity and quality. Okay, so quality, of course, is what's the strongest signal that indicates that this person will become a customer. So in the case of like filling out a form, giving you a phone call, or if you have your offline events hooked up so that you're actually telling, let's say you close a job and you actually put that data back into Facebook and say, hey, look, this is a person that became an actual customer. That can be done as well. So, but whatever the case, whatever the strongest signal is that you have that you want to use, that's what we mean by quality, you could say. All right. Now, here's the thing: for a lot of smaller businesses, and here at StoryPro, we do love to help smaller businesses. Of course, we love to help larger businesses, but smaller businesses, I'd say we're just as passionate about, if not more, because it's very directly connected to families' financial well-being many times. So for these smaller operators, a lot of times, they may not have a ginormous ad budget. So what are they going to do if they have enough money, let's say, to get, let's say 15. They can get 15 form submissions in a month. All right. So that's good. That gives, let's use Google as an example. So they can get, using Google, they can get 15 people to fill out the form on their website to contact them. And that's good. They can meet their revenue goals with that. They can, the advertising budget is not too high. It's sustainable for them. Everything is good except for one thing. 15 is not very many for the, it's not very many conversions. And to back up a little bit, a conversion is basically anything that any action a customer takes can count as a conversion. You just have to note it as being important to the algorithm. Then it's a conversion, action, or it's a conversion. So here's the thing. You got a limited budget. You're only getting 15 form submissions in. The problem is 15 is not very many for the algorithm to continuously be learning about who the best people are to send to your website. So the issue is a lack of quantity. So you've got quality, but without quantity, the algorithm tends to struggle because 15, it's looking for those commonalities between the different people who signed up on your form. Maybe they're using enough different search terms. Maybe their characteristics from demographics, their shopping behavior. Maybe there's enough variation there that Google is really kind of guessing a lot when it comes to showing your ads to the right people. Now, there is a way around that, and that is to either use in combination or instead of, to use a different conversion action that's not as high quality, but it's a higher quantity. And in the case of conversion actions, quantity can actually equal quality, essentially. Now, so without getting too deeply into the weeds of how all you set that up, one of the common ones that I use a lot is counting as a conversion when someone goes to your website and then goes to your contact page where they're requesting a quote, that type of thing. So for my customers who are contractors or they have home service businesses, this is often pretty effective because if someone's going, if they push on the button that says request a quote or see pricing or something like that, they have some level of interest in going to the next phase and becoming an actual customer. Now, there's way more people who will go to your contact page than who will actually fill out the form. So, like I said, it's a lower quality conversion event. But every time someone looks at your contact page, that counts as a conversion when they came from, in the example we're using, from Google. And so using that page view, and then also that page view conversion of the contact page, and then also using the actual conversion of, when someone actually fills out a form, you can actually use more than one signal at a time, is what I found to be some of the most effective ways to get lower budget campaigns to still be effective. So essentially what you're doing is you're giving the algorithm both quantity and quality, which improves the overall quality, the overall effectiveness of your account. Because now, let's say if you're getting 60 people to your contact page and you're getting 15 people to fill out the actual form, the thing is, nobody's going to come to nobody's going to fill out your form without first going to your contact page. So even though it's a weaker signal, it still is a good signal because it is sequential. Nobody's going to fill out your form unless they go to the page where the form is at. All right. So that's just an example of how engineering the correct conversion actions, so feeding the algorithm with good data, is absolutely essential for success in today's ad campaigns.